Alright, hello, and welcome. This is another AD2L Season 3 matchup. We have 5 Deadly X's versus Direct Current Gaming. Alright, the bans are already underway. We have Direct Current Gaming banning out the Doom and the Naga Siren, two potentially very deadly carries, and 5 Deadly X's banning out the Nature's Prophet and the Timbersaw. Timbersaw, of course, he's a very strong offlaner along with the Nature's Prophet. Both have very good push potential because, of course, Timbersaw with that Chakram, he can just melt creep waves, and Nature's Prophet with his Treants is just devastating to creep waves and towers as well. It's like adding another creep wave on your creep wave. Ancient Apparition being picked up for Direct Current. Of course, he's been popping up a lot more. His global initiation potential is massive with his Ice Blast. Dazzle being picked up, as well as Abaddon for 5 Deadly X's. Dazzle, of course, being a very strong laning partner for the carries. He has a lot of kill potential early on with his Shallow Grave and his Poison Touch. Abaddon, of course, we may see him as a support here, but we can also see him as a carry. I've seen quite a few Abaddons today that have gone carry, getting Sanjin Yasha and Skull Basher. Clockwork getting picked up by Direct Current Gaming. Of course, he's probably going to be in their off lane, which makes sense, of course, with his hook shot. You want to get him a quick level 6 and get him farmed so that he can help contribute to team fights early on. The second stage of banning is already underway. Direct Current Gaming banning out the Centaur Warrunner and the Weaver because they are assuming Abaddon is going to be part of a tri-lane for 5 Deadly X's. They want to ban out the Centaur Warrunner for the off lane, and they want to ban out the Weaver for the tri-lane. Abaddon, of course, helping Weaver immensely with that survivability with his shield and just being able to help Weaver get those last hits as well as possibly first blood and those kills. Silencer and Lich being banned out by 5 Deadly X's, of course, because Direct Current is missing a support, and Silencer as well as Lich are very good supports. Silencer also having that potential to be a carry or a semi-carry. Bristleback getting picked up from 5 Deadly X's. Bristleback, of course, he's very durable. He is going to be their offlaner in this case because he is extremely hard to kill. And Lycan being picked up from Direct Current Gaming. Of course, Lycan, he's just a very good pusher, especially when you get that Necro Book up on him. So for 5 Deadly X's, we still need to see a mid from them, as well as the component to their, the last person to their tri-lane. It could either be a support, or it could be a carry like Luna. Puck being picked up, so that makes sense. Puck is going to be the mid for this case. What's interesting is we haven't seen a ban from for Invoker, and he hasn't been picked up by either side. We may see an Invoker pickup for Direct Current Gaming. Okay, so we see a Shadow Shaman pickup. So Direct Current Gaming is going for that, some counter push for the... Well, actually, they're just going for push because Lycan and Shadow Shaman will both melt towers very quickly with Lycan's Wolves. And then, of course, if he gets a Necro Book up, that's going to also help immensely with their push potential. For the first time, 5 Deadly X's is going to push into their reserve time for this last ban. They want to ban out this mid for Direct Current Gaming. Probably going to be OD or someone like that, because of course OD is still on the table for Direct Current Gaming. Templar Assassin is also on the table, and she has been played quite a lot today. So it is possible that if Templar Assassin is not banned out, we will see a Templar Assassin mid. Could also be Invoker. Alright, the Invoker ban is going to come out. Invoker is normally first pick, first ban, which is why it's really strange that Invoker made it this far without being picked up. Of course, 5 Deadly X is still probably needing their carry. Luna would be a very good pickup. It would give 5 Deadly X's some counter push and some push potential for Luna if they pick up a Luna. Of course, we have Direct Current taking their time with this last ban out. They want to make sure that they make the right choice for 5 Deadly X's. They're probably trying to figure out whether or not 5 Deadly X's is going to be going for. There we go. We do see the Luna ban out. We could also see a Morphling, although he can actually also melt towers relatively quickly after he gets farmed. We are going to more than likely see a Tri-Lane with the Dazzle Abaddon and this last pickup from 5 Deadly X's. Bristleback in the off lane and Puck mid. Lycan, Shadow Shaman, and Ancient Apparition are probably going to be in the Tri-Lane. Direct Current still needing to pick up their mid. Clockwork in the off lane. And of course, we can probably still see that Templar Assassin pickup. Although she doesn't quite fit with this push strat that it seems Direct Current Gaming is going for, she still is very viable against the Puck. Or we can also see an Ember Spirit pickup for Direct Current. Because, of course, Ember Spirit getting a lot of attention in these recent weeks. 5 Deadly X's going very low into their reserve time. Only 30 seconds. Okay, Lone Druid is going to be their last pick. This is going to be interesting because they don't really, we might see dual lanes from 5 Deadly X's then. Or Lone Druid just being in the jungle. And having Dazzle Abaddon in a lane together while Lone Druid is in the jungle and Bristleback is off lane. Queen of Pain is also still on the table for Direct Current. So she can also be... And Tinker! So Tinker is going to be there. He's going to be mid. And he is going to fit into Direct Current's push strat that they're going for. Of course, Soul Ring, Boots of Travel with Tinker's Rearm. It's pretty standard. We have Direct Current Gaming readying up and picking their heroes relatively quickly, but 5 Deadly X's has not picked their heroes at all. They're probably deciding whether or not they who they want on these heroes. Okie dokie. And now, on the side of Direct Current, the Dire, we have Snurd on the Shadow Summon, Hotaru's on the Tinker, West Shrimps on the Lycan, Froggystein playing the AA, Star Killer on that Clockwork. And for the Radiant side, for 5 Deadly X's, we have Pineapple Mucus being the controller for that Lone Druid. We have General Pants playing the Puck, Giggles on that Dazzle. Let's see. 949 playing the Bristleback, and MBB playing that Abaddon. And we're going to see a smoke up from 5 Deadly X's going into the enemy jungle more likely than not. Of course, we have Shadow Shaman in that jungle, and if Shadow Shaman is not careful, he will be meeting the entire 5 Deadly X's lineup full force. They are probably going to be trying to block some of these. Yep, here we go with this ward right here, blocking that creep camp so that Lycan cannot farm. Alright, Bristleback is going to be Bristleback is going to find the Shadow Shaman, the Illusory Orb. We have the quills coming out, and that is going to draw first blood, with the poison touch being the important factor in that fight, slowing the Shadow Shaman to the point where Bristleback could just quill spray him to death. Alright, so we have Lone Druid on that haste rune. He is running down to the solo safe lane, and it looks as though we're going to see a Bristleback, Abaddon, and Dazzle tri-lane, with a tri-lane of sorts on the side of DC as well, with the Shadow Shaman, Ancient Apparition, and Lycan trio. Just a whole bunch of harass coming out from both sides. The Photic Shield's going to be popped, trying to get the kill on the Lycan. And it looks as though Abaddon may actually fall. That last hit from Shadow Shaman is going to end up picking up that last that kill. Poison Touch coming back out for the Lycan. Well, onto the Lycan. Dazzle wanting to just harass that Lycan as much as possible. Let's throw up the last hits and denies for you all, just to make sure that you guys get to see as much as possible. Alright, Abaddon is going to join the fight again. This top lane is just a bloodbath for everyone. Lone Druid, of course, having the greatest success so far. 7 last hits in 2 minutes. Shadow Shaman pausing the game. Probably some lag. 1 sec, please. Now we're just going to look at some early items. Okay, Tinker is going, or not Tinker, excuse me. Clockwork going for that stout shield early on. Now he has his boots up. Excuse me. Bristleback going for that Ring of Basilius early on. Of course, that makes quite a lot of sense because he does use quite a bit of mana, and they do not have a Crystal Maiden on their side. Lycan, of course, he has gone for Howl and Summon Wolves. It looks as though we're having G on all the sides. Now Shadow Shaman resuming that game. I'm just going to keep up in this top lane for now because, of course, there's a whole bunch of harassment and action going on around here. Tinker bottling that Invis rune, so he does have a bottle up on him. Must have just recently purchased that. So we have Hex and Aether Shock coming out from the Shadow Shaman. That's interesting that he hasn't gone for Hex and Shackle. Of course, Hex is still a disable, so... Okay, and the Hex is going to come out on the Bristleback. But there was not enough to follow up on it. So, of course, nothing is going to happen in that respect. For those of you watching in Dota TV, you can also watch my stream at twitch.tv/TokiDokiEris, TOKIDOKIERIS. And thank you, Hefla. I actually just did that. Hopefully you will hear that And let's see, anything else going on right here? Ancient Apparition actually having enough for his boots as well, which is very exciting for him. He has 1 assist. That means that he will be able to come in much sooner and perhaps get that cold snap off. The Hex also setting up, or cold feet, not cold snap, excuse me. The Artemis Fairy Rabbit bringing Tinker probably his boots. Tinker activating that illusion rune, of course, to get some more of that CS. 17 last hits for him. Bristleback actually getting a kill on the Shadow Shaman, but we have Abaddon killing the Ancient Apparition and Dazzle killing the Lycan. Although Lycan with his wolves does kill the Abaddon. And now Lycan wants to get a kill on this Dazzle. Dazzle running for his life, going, "No, don't kill me." But these wolves are just too fast. But I think that he'll be fine. He does not have a shallow grave, but he does have a heal up. Bristleback coming in to save his Dazzle. So that was a 2 for 3 exchange. Overall, FDX came out on the plus side of that. We have a rotation, it looks like, from AA and Shadow Shaman mid, trying to get a kill on this puck. Shadow Shaman, let's see, you still have Hex and Ether Shock. So, of course, a little bit of that burst damage to keep that puck HP low. Marching Machines coming out, trying to just harass this puck out of lane, out of experience range, stop him from getting his level 6, although he already has it. Regen room being bottled by this, and some dewarding also coming out from the Dire. Ping's coming out saying, "Hey, Abaddon looks like he's going to try and pull this lane." Ping's coming out from the Abaddon, going, "Let's go in on this, guys." Okay, the Nasal Goo gonna go out on the Shadow Shaman. The Ice Vortex also, the Chilling Touch also coming out. The heal is gonna come from Dazzle. Shallow Grave on Giggles, trying to get himself out. Bristleback is gonna kill a Shadow Shaman. Abaddon gonna get that Ancient Apparition, and they're gonna get a kill on the Lycan as well. We have Abaddon, the hero of that fight, getting a double kill. So 10 kills in 7 minutes. That is less than a kill a minute. So this is a very action-packed game so far. Let's see, are you going to go for Midas? Lone Druid? Lone Druid killing that Clockwork. I never quite understand why Clockwork would have trapped him, the Lone Druid in there with him, because he can re-summon the bear to him. A rotation coming in, smoked up gank from Ancient Apparition and Shadow Shaman. Again, they're going to want to get a kill on this puck. Puck, of course, realizing something's up, probably because they're missing up top. But now there's going to be a little pressure put on this tier 2 or tier 1 mid. Tinker bottling an illusion rune or invisibility rune. Lycan possibly just abandoning that top lane. Lone Druid ending up getting the tier 1 bottom, and it looks as though Bristleback, yep, he's going to get that tier 1 top. So some pretty early tower kills as well on the Lone Druid and the Bristleback, which will help their gold per minute. we have Clockwork coming back. He's coming around. He's probably going to try and come behind this Lone Druid to get a kill on him, but Lone Druid is going to see him, and Starkiller is going to get out of there. He wanted the element of surprise, not Lone Druid finding him in the trees. A ping did come out saying we need to put some pressure on this tier 1 bottom. Ping's also coming out going, hey guys, Lone Druid is jungling. Bristleback saying, hey guys, Lycan's here. Or not Bristleback, it is Abaddon that was saying Lycan was there. Creep wave being pulled. So that they can put pressure on this tier 2 top. Going for some early tower kills again. Lycan going to be getting those last hits on the jungle creeps and some harassment on the Abaddon. Abaddon, and of course, probably actually is going to fall here. But Bristleback and Dazzle come in. The shield also, we have Borrow Time and Weave coming out from the Dazzle, and now it's being turned around. Starkiller going to fall in this exchange. Bristleback getting the kill on that. We have a TP in from Tinker. Bristleback going to get a kill on the Ancient Apparition as well. And now he's probably going to get a kill on that Snurd as well. Yep, and now Lycan's in trouble. Poison Touch going to come out. Wolves going to pop up, trying to keep Abaddon from getting a kill on him, but that Miscoil going to get the last kill on him. And now Pink's coming out going, hey guys, there are some wolves. Help me out, guys. But of course, Abaddon will be okay. He has an Urn of Shadows now. He just recently got that, like maybe a few seconds ago. Of course, DC now trying to keep this tier 2 from falling. The tier 1 mid still stands. Clockwork popping out a rocket flare, trying to find where Bristleback is, and of course it's going to find him. Blink Dagger up on the puck. So that means that his initiation is also going to be very is going to improve drastically. Now we're going to go for the net worth. Soul Ring up on the Tinker, but I don't believe that his Boots of Travel... Oh, he does have Boots of Travel, so his Boots of Travel and his Soul Ring are up. Two very important items on the Tinker. There is an aggressive ward here for the Dire. It not only helps watch rotations, but it also helps seeing if anyone is trying to farm up those ancient stacks, or those ancients. There aren't any ancient stacks right now. I think Giggles is trying to stack some ancients. Ping's coming out from Puck and from Abaddon going, hey guys, Lycan's farming again. We need to make sure that he doesn't get anything. There's going to be a trio just hanging around mid, as well as Abaddon being used as that scout. Pink's coming out from Abaddon. Cog's going to come out, but it's not going to do anything. It's not going to catch him. Now the Weave's going to come out so that Lycan's Wolves do not do too much damage. Borrow Time going to activate, but he's not going to gain any life from that. And it looks as though FDX is going to look to put pressure on this tier 1 mid. Five Deadly X's is doing a wonderful job of pushing before DC gets online to push. Because as soon as Lycan gets online with that Necro Book, it is going to be a nightmare. Tinker ending up killing that Abaddon. I believe it was just from March of the Machines. Teleports coming out from Lone Druid as well as Bristleback. Because we had Lycan trying to put pressure on the tier 1 top. Of course, Lycan going to find uh, Dazzle as well as the Puck. Puck going to do reality raining rift, some right clicks, and Dazzle is going to get the last kill on that Lycan. Again, guys, watching in Dota TV, if you've just joined me, I am streaming at twitch.tv/TokiDokiEris. It's TOKIDOKIERIS. So if you go there, send me a follow. It'll be greatly appreciated. Abaddon and Tinker Clockwork just kind of staring at each other in mid lane. Looks as though Abaddon drawing some lines, saying, let's go around this way. Alright, so we have Lone Druid, the bear attacking Snurd. The laser comes out from the Tinker, but now some right clicks are going to happen. Tinker actually getting the kill on the Abaddon again. It's probably, again, just from March of the Machines. We have Cogs in the bear, but Dazzle is going to get the kill on the Clockwork. Now they're going to turn their eyes to Shrimps, but Lycan is going to get the kill on Lone Druid. Now we have Lycan getting a kill on Dazzle. Lycan, of course, he shapeshifted. And now it looks as though Tinker is going to come in as well. Now Bristleback's going to try and deny himself by getting the Ancients to kill him, but Hotaru is going to use that laser and get that last hit. Ancient Apparitionality is going to come out. And now DC finally looking like they are going to take a tier 1 mid for the Radiant, or on the Radiant side. Radiant is going to use their glyph, but it's not going to do much. I mean, Abaddon's there, but nothing is really going to be able to stop this push. Let's see. Okay, so we have Vlad's, and Lycan is going from Vlad's straight into Necrobook. Because DC has realized that they just need to go for the push strat as early as possible now. Shadow Shaman still is not level 6. He's level 5. He is almost level 6, but he has not quite made it there yet. And it looks as though we're going to have 5 Deadly X's coming through the jungle on the Radiant side. They might find this Clockwork. Clockwork not realizing anything's wrong. Does he have a TP scroll on him? He does not have a TP scroll on him. And now that's going to spell bad news, bears. If this bear gets an ensnare on him, it's all over. Even without the ensnare, Lone Druid's going to get the right click damage and kill him. Alright, so we have Maelstrom up on the Spirit Bear. Not going for that Radiance first, just going for the Maelstrom. So he will be going for Mjolnir. Lycan ending up getting a kill on the Puck in mid lane. But of course, that was because no one else was around to help the Puck. Bristleback, of course, right here. Dire is going to use a glyph because we have 5 Deadly X's putting pressure on this tier 2 bottom. But it doesn't look like anything is really going to stop this push. Except for really it is, because we have Tinker blinking in. Looks like he blinked in. Tinker, do you have a blink dagger? Yes, you do. Necrobook is online for the Lycan now, so that is going to help with his push. We also have Vanguard that has been up on Bristleback for quite some time. And it is possible that Bristleback is going for Assault Cuirass next. Dazzle going for that mech. He's almost there. He just needs about 850 more gold. Actually less than that, but I was rounding it off. Puck ending up getting the kill on that Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman trying to put pressure tier 1 top. Lycan, of course, just in the jungle, farming. He's trying to get up to that Necrobook 3 so that he can push much more effectively. Tower is not in deny range, so we have the DC trying to push back the waves as much as possible. But we have Lone Druid and Abaddon down bottom. TP is going to go from Tinker because we have Bristleback, Puck, and Dazzle all top, trying to get some pressure on the tier 2 top. Ping's coming out. Lone Druid destroying the bottom tower while Puck and Co had distracted. Puck saying, I'm going to go this way because we need to stop this Lycan. Lycan, of course, using that Necro book. Ping's coming out from Puck going, hey guys, there's Lycan. He has shapeshift and it looks as though he is going... Okay, Dream Coil is going to go out and we have Puck blinking in. Illusory Orb, Magic Wand is going to help prolong West Shrimp's life, but it probably is not going to happen. Oh, he has a haste rune, so he will get out of there. Alright, so for FDX, we have about 5,000 difference in experience, or in gold, in favor of 5 Deadly X's. And of course, Lone Druid putting pressure on that tier 1 mid, and of course, it's going to fall relatively quickly since practically everyone is there. Borrow Time going to activate on Abaddon. Shallow Grave going to be used, Miss Coil as well, to keep Giggles alive. Mech up on the Dazzle, and we have Vladimir's Offering up on Abaddon. And now we're going to have Bristleback just pushing back the wave down near the tier 1 bottom. Ancient Apparition ulti is going to come out, and it's going to connect on Bristleback, but that doesn't really matter. Power Tread's up on the Puck. We have, of course, Ancient Apparition going for that Scepter so that there is a longer duration on the poison attack. Shadow Shaman disconnecting from the game, of course, are probably going to see a pause here shortly. There we go. General Pants pausing the game. That's actually on 5 Deadly X's side. So, good sportsmanship on their part, saying, hey guys, we want you to have the best possible lineup. DC or... Probably DC or Rage Quit. Alright, now we're going to look at difference in experience. It is relatively close to 0. So, experience is not that much in favor of 5 Deadly X's. Although, as we saw before, 5,000 in favor of 5 Deadly X's earlier. Of course, net worth, Tinker at the top with 10,000. But, of course, we have Lone Druid and Bristleback in the second and third slots with 9,624. So, just behind the Tinker for Lone Druid, and Bristleback at 7,200. Let's see if he has any cool items. No, we don't have West Shrimps having any good items. What about Bristleback? Bristleback having that heavy barbed arms and Abaddon going Tarnhelm of Ruin, the Shroud of Ruin, and the Mist-forged sword that he has. Shadow Shaman reconnecting to the game, so we probably will see an unpause very, very shortly. Again, thank you guys in Dota TV for watching me, and Twitch.tv as well. Again, you can see my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Tokidokieris, TOKIDOKIERIS. Go on there and just send me a follow if you like my casting. If you have anything that I can improve on, I'm also quite willing to listen that way. I've only been casting for about a month, a little longer actually, and any criticism or compliments are greatly appreciated. It helps me grow as a caster, and it also um, Alright, so apparently we're having some mic problems as well. Drawings going out on the board. Thank you again. I have a mentor and a shout out going out to Hefla. I kind of already did a shout out for that too, but I'll shout out to him again because Hefla is great. You should go and follow him at Hefla TV on Twitch, and he also is on YouTube at Hefla TV. Pings coming out from Abaddon. I suppose that they're waiting, and of course it's a little boring. They have to amuse themselves somehow. We're just going to look at the items again. It looks as though we're going to have a Hood of Defiance coming out from Lone Druid. That will help with the magic damage output from AA's ulti, especially if they realize that he's going for Ag Scepter. And let's see, is March Machines... That's magical as well, so that also is crowd control, so that will also help with the crowd control that Tinker has. And it looks as though we're going to see a sheep stick coming out from Tinker. Yes, Tinker. Shadow Shaman, this poor Shadow Shaman. He only has boots, a salve, and smoke. Of course, he had wards earlier, which is what you should do when you're support. You should buy wards. Always buy wards. Vision is super important. As you can see here, we have a lot of wards for the Dire. Just these are defensive wards, and we have a rather offensive ward right here. Although it can also be considered defensive because they can see if anyone is coming up from this way to defend their tier 2 mid, or if they're coming in just from this way, any way, shape, or form. Alright, it looks as though we have a G4 DC, so that's going to be exciting. That means that Giggles is going to resume the game, and we are going to continue. It is 22 minutes in, and we have 27 kills. Again, that is still less than, or more than 1 kill a minute. So this has been an action-packed game. Of course, having the first tower going down in about 8 minutes as well. Looks as though we may have an altercation. Yeah, Clockwork is going to be caught out again. Ensnare is going to happen, and Lone Druid will right-click that poor Clockwork to death. And now it looks as though 5 Deadly X's is going to go for Roche, which is exciting for them. That'll give them an advantage when they're trying to push towers. Of course, the AA ulti is going to come out, and it's going to connect. Going to pop and see that 5 Deadly X's is Roshing. And we had a March Machines coming out from the Tinker before he moved back to base. And when Tinker does get his sheep stick online, that'll be very, very good for him because that means that he can actually uh, disable more than one person if he has enough mana for rearm. And that will help significantly in team fights, disabling that bear. Oh no! Get out of there, Tinker! No! Alright, Tinker. He's not pinging out saying, hey guys, they're going to take this tier 2. But, I mean, there's really not much that he can do himself. Clockwork is going to TP in as well as the Tinker. They look like they're going to try and defend this March of the Machines coming out, as well as the AA ulti. But it looks as though we're going to have Puck trying to help kill that Tinker falling, and now right clicks. Bristleback going to kill that Clockwork as well. Shadow Shaman ending up split pushing. He destroys the tier 1 top, and they're going to probably go for this tier 2. Oh no, they destroyed the tier 2. Excuse me. Of course, we have a pretty standard ward here coming out from the Radiant. They want to make sure that if the Dire does go for a Desperation Roche, that it is seen and they can go and stop it. Of course, Lycan is going to come in from this Rax push. Mid melee is going to fall, and it looks as though Lone Druid might actually fall. Lone Druid going to fall to the laser from Tinker. Lycan coming in, doing a heavy right-click damage to the Dazzle, Blink from the Tinker, and Lycan is going to be dominating. Now, Westshrimp's turning his attention to MBB for the Abaddon. Aphotic Shield's going to come out, but the hook shot, that is wonderful hook shot from the Clockwork finally getting a kill and killing that Abaddon. And Necrobook 3 is now up on the Lycan. That helped him tremendously, those kills. And now we have Lycan almost hitting the 10,000 mark for his net worth. Alright, so we have difference in experience earned. That is about, it's still close to 0 pretty much, 5 deadly X's in a slight advantage. But it's now finally dipping towards in favor of DC, and the difference in gold dipping slightly back down towards DC, but it is still over 5,000 in favor of 5 deadly X's. Double damage rune being pinged out. Probably Lycan's going to pick that up because Lycan has a lot of right click damage potential. Or not. Or no one's going to pick up the double damage rune. Lycan, what you doing? Shrimps, go. Yeah. Good job, Lycan. Ping's coming out from Abaddon going, hey guys, let's go on this Shadow Shaman just being melted. Now they turn their attention to Westshrimp's being stunned, and Nasal Goo going out, but it's not going to help. And now it looks as though 5 Deadly X's is going to take the Roche instead. Puck activating that double damage rune, or not double damage, regeneration rune that he probably had bottled. Tinker probably is going to do March of the Machines, trying to stop this as much as possible. But Bristleback is going to get the Aegis, which is going to make him even harder to kill. And Nasal Goo's going to go out as well as the shield. Necrobook is going to try and save Westshrimp's, but Westshrimp's more than likely is going to fall. Alright, we have Nasal Goo and Quill Spray slowing. Now the body block and Lone Druid going to end Westshrimp's dominating streak for 567 gold. Of course, that is more gold that Lone Druid probably doesn't need because he is about 12,000 net worth right now. And now it looks so we're going to have the melee racks, or the ranged barracks going to go. A defensive Shadow Shaman ult, but it's not going to do anything. Shallow Grave going to go out, Ag Scepter is up on the Ancient Apparition, so this means that we're going to probably see Abaddon die. Yep, Ancient Apparition killing that Abaddon. Ping's coming out from Shadow Shaman going, hey guys, we need to push back this wave top so that we can at least salvage this tier 2 for a bit longer, at least to get it so that we can deny it. This poor Shadow Shaman, let me see how many times that poor thing has died. He has died 7 times. He has been focused a lot in the fights just because he is not only really squishy, but he also has a lot of potential to disrupt a fight with his shackles and his Mass Serpent Wards. Silence coming out from the Puck, going to bring down that Shadow Shaman. Poison Touch going to come out from Dazzle onto the Lycan. But Starkiller is going to try and save the Lycan with his Cogs. A very defensive Cogs, but that is a very good idea. Okay, now we have Scythe of Vice now up on the Tinker, so that's going to be great. It's going to help with the team fights a lot more. They can disable the Dazzle. Dazzle is one of the important people that they need to disable because he can do Shallow Grave. Alright, AA ulti is going to come out, and right clicks, hookshot, Lycan going to get the kill on that Dazzle, and now Clockwork is going to activate his Blade Mail so that Bristleback takes damage. Bristleback also activates his Blade Mail. And now we have Puck coming in. Puck is dominating. Aegis activated for the Bristleback. And now Bristleback is in the fight again. Snurd going to fall. Killing spree for 949. And now Tinker is going to try and TP out. Tinker getting a kill on the Puck and surviving, which is great for him. But Lycan is not going to be so lucky. Lycan is going to fall to 949 as well. Overall, that was a 3-4-3 exchange, I believe. But of course, we have Lone Druid still pushing in this tier 3. They want to take a Rax again. Scythe of Ice being used on the bear. Assault Cuirass is up on the Spirit Bear. So instead of going for Mjolnir, he did go for Assault Cuirass, which means negative armor. So more negative armor on top of the Dazzle negative armor when he does Weave. Bristleback destroying that tier 2 top. Rocket Flare coming out from the Clockworks, trying to spot out where people are. Shiva's Guard is up on the Bristleback, which means more armor, but it also means slow. Abaddon also has a Blade Mail. Lone Druid actually ending up getting a kill on the Clockwork. AA ulti is going to go out. It's not going to connect on anyone. Dazzle getting a kill on the Ancient Apparition. We have Shiva's Guard being used to slow that Lycan. Nasal Goo and Pineapple Mucus is on a killing spree with a double kill, killing that Shadow Shaman. And I believe he killed the Clockwork as well. Tinker is in there now, disabling the Puck, but it's not going to do much. Abaddon getting the kill on the Tinker. And now we have Bristleback and Lone Druid about tied for their net worth, about 15k for both. And now they are going to go for Mega Creeps. They're going to go for this tier 3 tower and then Rax down at bottom. And Lone Druid going to destroy this tower. Lone Druid was a very good pickup because it did give 5 Deadly X's push potential. Alright, the Cogs are going to come out, as well as Mass Serpent Wards, and still Starkiller is going to fall. Pineapple Mucus not falling quick enough. We have Entangle coming out on Wish Shrimps, and Pineapple Mucus is going to, or Bristleback is going to get the kill on, I believe, both. And that's a team wipe, and the GG will be called. (34-16). Again, even on just 5 Deadly X's side, that is more than 1 kill a minute. This was a very action-packed game, and I hope that in the next game, because this is only game 1 of game 2 game series. Hopefully we will see much more action from this next game. Thank you for joining me. I am Tokidoki Eris. You can find me at twitch.tv/Tokidoki Eris. That is TOKIDOKIERIS. And I hope to see you in the next game.